Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel and my little series where I tell you guys about the things that I did wrong when publishing my very first book, Power. So this video I'm going to try to get through very quickly because I got home from work about almost 2 hours ago, but you guys, I am exhausted. And so I want to go to sleep, but I want to make sure I get today's video done before I do that. Anyways, we are on, I believe, mistake number 4. Can anybody guess what it is? You guys probably guessed from the title and from the thumbnail, but we are talking about my book cover. Okay, so this, you guys, is the 4th book cover that this book has had in the 11 years that it has been published. Almost 11. It'll be 11. No, it is 11. We're in October. So, yeah, this is the 4th book cover that it has had in the 11 years that it has been published. And it will not be the final one because this, as much as she is very pretty, she's very pretty. This is the first book cover that I have ever paid for. However, she doesn't really fit the theme that I want for the book. So let's go through my book covers. I don't have any of the physical copies of the other books around me. They're probably packed up somewhere in storage. Yeah, I don't have them. So I will try, let's see, put them on this side. I will try to put them on the screen. I'll either try to do a split screen or I will put them on the screen. So let's start with the book cover number 1. This is the one that I for sure know is the first book cover. The other two, I'm not sure which order they go in. I think I know which order they go in, so I'm just gonna point them out in that order. Um, but honestly, you guys, like the way I was up here changing book covers, it's crazy. So let's go with the first book cover. I will pop it up here on the screen. So it is, let's see, we are in June, I want to say June 2014. I had just finished school in May of 2014. I got my bachelor's in creative writing for entertainment. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with said degree because, everybody's like, well, what are you going to do with your degree? And granted, everybody knows you don't need to have a degree to be a author. You don't need a degree to be a writer. But everybody was like, oh, you're going to school for creative writing. What are you going to do with that? And I was like, write books. And yesterday's video, I did tell you guys about how I initially wanted this series to be a television series. That's actually how I market it, not as a television series, but I break this up as series. So this would be like season 1, episode 1. This book here, there's going to be 12 episodes in the season. So far there's 4 episodes out in this, but it does say book 1. I don't know if I should on my covers have it say episode 1 instead. I'll discuss this later. Anyways, so June 2014, and I'm sitting down to write this story that I had come up with about maybe 2 years before, and then actually presented it in class, and it got really good reviews in class. It's a very, promising story. So I decided to write it as a book, and I basically said, oh, I wish I had the time to sit down and write and finish this book. And then I lost my job. Like I got laid off the very next day that I uttered those words. The very next day I got laid off from work. So I sat down and I pinned this baby out. We'll go over all of that afterwards. But in the meantime, oh my God, I can't even think. In the meantime, I was sitting and I was doing all the marketing for it. I was posting on social media that I was writing a book. The book is going to be coming out. I was posting about a cover, trying to get cover ideas. So I have a very clear idea of what my cover will look like for this series. However, I struggled to find an artist to make that come to life. I struggled to find stock photos to represent what I was looking for. I also tried to hire people to take pictures to get the cover. It was just a whole lot, and we were approaching deadline for this book to come out because I had set to publish this book of October 2014. I was started writing it in June, and October 2014, this book was supposed to be coming out October 5th. Um, and I had yet to accomplish what I wanted as far as the cover goes. So that brings me to I made it myself, and you can 100% tell that I made it myself. I made it on the website Create Space that it was partnered with Amazon KDP at the time. It's no more, it's just strictly Amazon KDP. But at the time of wanting to become a published author, Create Space was the place that a lot of us went to. So yeah, I published this cover on Create Space. I created it on there because I needed a cover. And the funny thing is, I can't see the cover that you guys are seeing because it's not in front of me. I probably should pull it up so that I can actually talk about what I'm seeing, you guys. Um, like I can explain it in detail, although I can see it in my head because it was the cover for, I want to say, maybe 2 years before I tried to update it. But let's see if I can pull up the image here on my computer. Nope, not that option. Let's see. Bear with me, you guys. I didn't even think that I should possibly have it pulled up so that I could go over it with you guys. Now that I'm thinking about it, that makes way more sense than me just trying to go off of memory alone with describing it. Um, let's see. Where are you? Where are you? I know you're here. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. So, yes. So I'm looking at it now and I definitely remember it. So you got power at the top. It says absolutely nothing about the series, which is the Five Sisters. You have my name. You have I forget what they call that, the three moon, the three phases of the moon, the full moon, and then the two crescent moons on the side, which, if you look up a lot of, I guess, like things where you're typing in like symbols for witches and things, you'll see that. The book is set in New York City, so you have the New York City skyline. And then you have five images in the with faces. Those are actually my sisters. Those are actually, believe it or not, my sisters. I took their pictures. I can't even believe this, you guys. So I can't remember if I created I might have created the main image in Canva, but I can't even remember if Canva was like really popular then. I might have created the main image with the skyline and the three moons and my sister's faces in Word document. I might have done that and overlaid everything, but I literally just took my sister's pictures off of Facebook. So they didn't have their pictures in my phone. I went to their profile and found pictures of them where it was like, their face. And I just pretty much tried to crop just their face or around their eyes because I really wanted like their. This was cover number one, you guys. This was the very first cover. I probably had that cover going for about 2 years on the book. So that was that. And then again, I am aware that it was not the best cover. Okay. I can admit that it was not a good cover. It does not, correctly identify the book or, let people know what it's about. Nothing like that. Right. So entering book cover number two. So this cover, I found a stock photo of somebody that kind of loosely fits my middle sister, Jonah. And the reason why I did it is because then afterwards, and there's some other things that we're going to go into further on in this series. But there was somebody who mentioned how Jonah seemed to be the main focus of it. So I was like, well, why don't I just put Jonah on the cover? Probably not the best idea, you guys, but yes, I found a stock photo of a girl. I tried to put lights over her and stars. I put the series title. Obviously, I put Jonah's Power on the bottom. I don't even know why I called it Jonah's Power and put that it was book one. This I probably also used this cover for about 2 years. It's a possibility that this cover was up for about 2 years, but this was cover number two. Once again, it was a cover created by me. And I will say once again, after cover number one, I did once again, you guys, try to find a cover artist to bring my vision to life. And I think my main problem was funds, lack of funds, because cover artists can be very expensive. And then with the vision that I have, it, you know, kind of a little difficult to bring it to life the way that I want it. So yeah, it wasn't the easiest thing to try to make. That brings us to cover number three. Oh my God, I can't believe this book has had four covers. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to get one more cover, you guys. But, anyways, cover number three, I'm looking at it and I'm not ready to show it to you guys. And I am so sad that there are actually people out there who have this book with this cover on it. But cover number three is this guy. So, as you guys can see, this is a hot mess. It looks pixelated from what I can see of it. It looks very pixelated. I again try to put power at bold, the Five Sisters book one. That is in the top center that is kind of faded out is one of the symbols for one of the chakras. I think the mind chakra. I think. Because once again, I was trying to focus on one of the sisters to bring to the forefront on the cover, and it ended up being Jonah again because I was just piggybacking off of cover number two. Um, yeah, so that's, I believe, is the mind chakra. And then I just added, I think it was I wish I had like the edits of it as I made it so that you guys could see. But I think that it is the I like Googled something for like thinking or mind bubbles or something, and it was like this a brain with all of these swirls in it, and I think I just enlarged it and slapped it over. This is probably, if I had to rank them, this would probably be the lowest of the low out of all of them. This would be the worst one that I created. But once again, I was trying to create something that symbolized that the book was about witches, because I could not bring the vision that I actually want to life. So I was trying to do something that symbolizes about witches. And so that cover was probably on for about a year or two before I logged onto Fiverr, which at first I wasn't really sure that I wanted to use Fiverr. I gotta make sure my mic is still on. It is. And I hope that I'm not moving around so much that you guys are getting feedback. But yeah, so I logged into Fiverr, and at first I wasn't really sure that I wanted to use Fiverr. I know that Fiverr is for people who are trying to do like freelance work, but then I wasn't really sure if I would find somebody that would actually do quality work. I looked at a ton of profiles, a ton of different sample covers and things until I found somebody. I reached out to them. And I put my idea. I kind of liked the other covers that they did, and I was like, I really need a new cover, so let me just give it a shot. And so I reached out to him and I gave the ideas, and that brings us to this. So this is not the original cover that he designed for me. He also was trying to bring my vision of having people on the cover, but with stock photos, it is so hard to bring that exact vision to life, which is why I believe a lot of people do illustrated photos unless you like are photographing, like you have models like I was going to try to do with the first variation of this. But in the beginning he did have someone standing there, but the image of the person he had fitting, and it just didn't fit the story. So I asked him if he could do it without the person, and then that's where we ended up with this cover. I believe that this is initially where the person was standing, so this is almost kind of like a cloak of the person. And then it, all these little swirls and things that are out there. You kind of have like the image on the back, and when I first saw this, I thought it was gorgeous. It was definitely way better than anything that I can do. Let's hold it up on this side. It is definitely way better than anything that I could do, which I proved with the first three covers that I just could not do anything remotely as pretty as this. I love this cover. I enjoy the way book two came out. I love the way book three looks. Unfortunately, the person disappeared off of Fiverr before I can commission book four, even though we had talked about book four. They're no longer on Fiverr. Um, and so I like it. However, it still does not quite give what I want it to give. It still does not encompass what I would like. I'm going to apologize to you guys because I'm trying to avoid it and keep talking, but you're probably going to hear, and I think it's Mister in the background scratching around his litter box. So he probably just used his litter box. He's off in the back. He probably just used it, but he is scratching at everything but the litter, you guys. The floor, the door, like he is scratching it, and I can hear it, and I think you guys might be able to pick it up. So if you hear that sound, that's what it is. It is Mr. It definitely was Mr. because he just ran away. If you heard that, that was Mr. Scraping away around his litter box, which I'm gonna have to go clean. But yeah, so this I love it. It's pretty. I love, like I said, I love all three of the covers that he made for me. However, there's a couple reasons why, and I mentioned this at not at the beginning, but some further part ahead in the video. This video is so bad, and I'm not going to record it. So thank you guys for just bearing with me. But I mentioned that this will not be the last cover that we're going to get. We are going to get a cover, and it will be the final cover, and that is for two reasons. Number A, as I said, I lost this cover artist, and I could attempt to go back on Fiverr and try to find somebody who could make me covers to fit the theme of the first three that he did for me. However, that makes me nervous, and I like that. It makes me nervous. I don't know how else to explain it, as I feel like I could try to commission somebody to do that, and it would. And also, there's that fear of lately of people possibly using AI. So I'm going to steer clear of that right now. We're going to do a makeover on this book. The second reason of why I am going to change the cover is I may have found a cover artist. Yeah, okay. So last month I made a video or two where I was talking about the struggles of finding a cover artist. I may have found a cover artist. I will any details that I get once it's finalized, I will share with you guys. I will not gatekeep this like I complained about in one of the videos from last month. I won't gatekeep it. I will share it with you guys. However, I'm not going to share it now until I get the cover back and view it and I know that it is right. So, spoke with the cover artist. We went over what I want, detail of how I want it to look, and they said, yeah, they can do it. An illustrated cover, because we talked about stock photos and they said it wasn't going to be possible with the stock photos, but illustrated cover. So yeah, I this will not be the last cover that this book will have. Luckily, the other two books did not have multiple covers. Luckily. So when I get this one changed and we're sure that the new cover is exactly what it needs to be for this book series, and for this book, I will change the covers for books two, three, and four, and then hopefully be able to still use that cover artist for the continuation of the series. But yeah, so this is not going to be the last cover. I think it's cute. I think it's cute. Every time I look at it, I still think it's very cute. I adore this cover. This is the first cover that I actually paid somebody to make for me. However, it is just not the right cover for the story. I don't think. I don't think it gives what it needs to give. So that is my fourth. I believe that's what we're on. We're on mistake number four. That is my fourth mistake that I have made since becoming a author and publishing my very first book, is that I did the thing that they tell you not to do unless you have a degree or a background, or you practice and you studied and you learned how to do graphic design. Unless you did all of that, because I'm going to tell you right now, I did not. I definitely tried to watch videos on how to do it, but I did not actually take the time to learn and study it. It is not my forte. And I created three covers that proves that. And then I got one commissioned that I think is a decent cover, and it looks like a professional book cover that I can proudly say show on camera, that I can proudly put up on social media and all types of things to say, hi, look, buy my book, isn't it so pretty? I can probably do that with this cover. The other covers, if I still had to promote my book with those covers, unalive me now. Unalive me now. Because what? So I definitely do like this cover, but it is time for another makeover. So there's a lot of things that I'm keeping from you guys. But as far as the book cover, yes, I am letting you guys know, give you some ASMR. We're changing the cover. It is going to get a new cover. So that's all I have for you guys today. I want to thank you so much for watching my video. And I hope, that you guys out there who are about to publish your first book and you're thinking about making your cover yourself, take it from me. Learn from my mistake. If you have not taken classes on graphic design and you have Adobe or Canva Pro, or you have a very good mind and an eye for creating covers or any type of visuals, if you don't have that, and you're just trying to save money and you're like, I can just make the cover myself, you guys, don't do it. Don't do it. I probably paid maybe $150 for this cover on Fiverr. So if you need a cheap alternative for doing a book cover, as opposed to paying a couple hundred or a couple thousand, as I have seen for some covers, because I definitely did see somebody who makes gorgeous illustrated covers, but it is a couple $1,000s. But if you want a cheap alternative, try Fiverr, you guys. Please don't make your book covers yourself. Unless it's something that you're using just so you can have it and you can like read through it and proofread it. But if it's something that you are trying to put out there to the world, I suggest paying somebody to do it. Take a lesson from me and my mistake. But thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you are new here and you're not already subscribed, but you would like to continue on my journey to becoming a full-time writer, go ahead and hit the subscribe button that is down there somewhere. And give this video a thumbs up if you made it this far. And leave me a comment below. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. I think so. Tomorrow's video. Bye.